Welcome back to Your Hour. Joining me now is Jamie Whitfield, who's my assistant and also a recovering addict. And different, there are different dynamics, different things that happen to you during the time that you're recovering that you become keenly aware of.
Yes.
And one of those things is gratitude.
Yes. Which gratitude is very important in recovery because, being an active addiction, we find everything and anything to be ungrateful for and not find, things that we should be thankful for. And that'll just keep you out there in them streets and active in your addiction. So gratitude in recovery is very important because we tend to always forget the things that we do have. We always are worried about the things we don't have, and I'm speaking to myself when I speak the message of recovery and the things that are important to me in recovery, because I too have to be set down sometimes, and I'll be in a situation that's not so good, and I'll have to say, or I reach out to my support system, and my sponsor will say, okay, first things first, what are you grateful for right now, and I'll go down this list, and then we address the situation that I'm not finding too much many things to be thankful for. And I think that if you practice an attitude of having gratitude, your whole perception of life will change, with or without addiction.
Yeah.
If people just practice the attitude of being grateful, I think the world would go around a little bit more smoother, for one. And it gives you, and there's benefits to changing your perspective and being more positive.
Yes.
There's that physical, psychological, and that social benefits of having a positive attitude, basically. Yes. And so,
well, it makes you a lot more attractive person, too.
Yes, it does. And so, just having that perception and having the attitude of being grateful, it really does wonders in your life, with or without an addiction. Anyone can put this, attitude of, being, grateful in their life, and will see the benefits of it. It's just changing them negative thoughts into positive, and that's, it helps me stay clean as well.
Well, how often have you had a friend or an acquaintance that was such a negative person that you just didn't even want to be around them?
It happens.
Yeah, I know. I know. And so you have a tendency, I do. I have a tendency to kind of avoid those people, and kind of cut them out where I can, because I don't want to be around that.
Right.
I want to be around people who are positive and who are cheerful, and it just, to me, it makes life so much easier.
Yes.
If you can look at the bright side of things, or find the humor in a situation, or something, because we all have problems. We all have our own crosses to bear and all that. Nobody else wants to hear about them. We don't need to be so negative that nobody even wants to talk to you.
Yeah, well, and that negativity rubs off on people.
It does.
And so, like, for me, that would be just like me hanging around people that still use. Eventually, what their behaviors are going to rub off on me as well, so just, I have a lot of problems too, like everybody else, but I wake up every day, and I am so thankful and grateful. Like, there could be so many other things wrong that I am very thankful and appreciative of everything that I have, and the people, like even you. Thank you so much for being in my life and being part of this journey that I'm going through, because, like, if it wasn't for you, I tell you all the time, thank you for everything.
Don't make me cry.
I'm not trying to, but you're part of that as well, because we have to be thankful for the people around us and the things that we have. I'm no longer crying. There's a whole lot of things I would like to have, but there's
Sure.
no point of sitting here crying about them. You know, if I want them so bad, go get it. You know, that's
Yeah.
my attitude. You know, just set your goals a little higher and go get the things you want. And it doesn't necessarily have to be material.
Right.
You know, just even within, I pray, and I'm grateful for my recovery. I'm grateful for the people in my life. I'm grateful that I have my children. I'm grateful that I get to wake up every day in my own bed. You know, there
Yeah.
are things that sometimes people just take advantage of, but you know, I try to look at the small things and just be grateful for them things.
Yeah, and I really like the idea that you're so willing to be a voice for recovery and to reach out to the community and let them know, especially if there's anyone out there who might be thinking, you know, I'd really like to stop, I just don't know how.
Right.
There's help.
Yes.
There's all kinds of help available, and Jamie's a good place to start.
Well, and that was my story too, you know, like I wanted to quit, you know, for 3 years, but I didn't know how, you know, and then I didn't want to, and then even if I did quit, how was I going to deal with the problems that were inside of me, that I was filling the voids
Yeah.
with the drugs, you
The
know.
reason you
and-
were using it in the
yeah,
first
and
place,
so,
yeah.
you know, I get it, you know, I do get it, and so that was my story as well. I just didn't know how, you know, and by the graces of God and you know His will, you know, He did allow me to sit down and get that help, you know. So
Kind of kicked you in the butt is actually what he did.
so
but
you
yeah.
know, sometimes you have to be careful what you pray for, because it may come in a form that you really weren't counting on, but it did. But you know what? No matter what, the way everything happened, it saved my life. You know, and so, and now I'm here to be able to share my experience, strength, and hope with others, because you know what happened and manifested in my life for me to reach where I'm at today, it was all for good reason. You know, everything happened for a reason, you know, and even when I thought, oh my gosh, my God, you know, to my understanding, you know, I'm going through these trials and tribulations and through this storm, you know, I'm thinking, oh, He's left me, He's abandoned me, but He was right there with me. You know, He wasn't on the other side, He wasn't behind me, He was right there with me, you know, just going through what I needed to go through to get to the other side, to the blessings.
Do you want to talk a little bit about your Monday night meeting?
Yes, I would like to welcome and invite any women out here. You don't have to necessarily, you know, the only requirement for membership is the desire to stop using. And I would just like to welcome any woman or anybody that identifies as a woman. We have a Monday meeting here at the station, 934 North Water, at 7 to 8 p.m. And anyone's welcome. You don't even have to be in recovery to attend the meeting. You know, it's an open meeting. You know, if you just want to come in and just hear what we have to say, you know, and just be a part of this fellowship, you're welcome to. And
Well, and you made the point before, with or without an addiction, a lot of the information that you can glean from these meetings is extremely relevant in most of our lives,
yes.
in all of our lives.
Yes, you can just, you can take it or leave it, you know what I mean? But you might hear something that you might change your life forever, you know? So I just don't want anybody to miss out on the blessings that we have.